What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the Box Seat. This is the best damn sports show on TV. I'm your host for today, your boy F to the I to the G. We got a lot of stories that we need to talk about. This is going to be a hilarious show because we comedians and we talk about what we love second to comedy, which is sports. Yo, we're about to put it down. T, what's happening with you, boy? How you feeling?
Hey, man, I feel real good. I feel so good. First thing I notice is we missing an important square right now out of Philadelphia. What happened to that Philly square that be on here? We usually got a Philly square. All of a sudden, he was so loud and boisterous yesterday. Now we don't have the square.
Yeah, you know what? I think what happened is he was on the way to the studio and possibly ran out of gas. Like the Sixers. Rodney, Uncle Rodney, what's the deal? My how should I say? My disagreeable friend.
Wow. All is well, and I must admit, I disagree.
Yo, listen, it looks like it's just us for right now, man. So, I mean, guys, feel free to embellish on whatever, stories that we talk about today, man. We're going to set it off with something that's a story that we talked about previously, man, which is kind of hot. Mike Tyson gets into a fight on a plane and, he's facing charges. It just comes out on Tuesday. No charges for Iron Mike Tyson, man, for the altercation on the JetBlue flight. The California District Attorney, he announced that on Tuesday. What do you think about it? No charges.
I think it's dope. I think I kind of remember we did a show and it kind of felt like that was going in that direction. I was like, are we re in love with Mike Tyson again? That's what it felt like from the beginning. So it's kind of played out the way we all hoped. Because, I mean, at some point, we got to draw a line, man. You can't just keep messing with people and thinking like they can't react. You know, we're seeing it all through sports. We're watching it as of recent in the NBA. He's a probably the most notable heavyweight boxer still alive. Like, who's more notable? I mean, it was Ali, but, we've lost Muhammad Ali. So now Tyson is still, maneuvering through life, trying to find his next thing and his next thing. So this is good news, man. Now, to make it perfect, put charges on the other Negro, the little troublemaker.
Yeah. And, you're absolutely right. I think with all of the projects that Mike has done outside of boxing, he may have renovated or rebuilt his image. Rodney, what do you think about that, man? Mike Tyson, no charges, possibly rebuilt his image in the eyes of America, man.
It looks like he has rebuilt his image, man. How about this, though? You still can't be putting your hands on folks, Mike. You Mike Tyson. I mean, your hands are still lethal weapons, and Mike Tyson can't be sensitive, man, because he's still Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just anti-grown folks putting hands on each other, man. At some point, your days of beating people up is over.
Yeah, man. And
especially when you're a professional fighter.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
See,
I disagree, Rodney. Like, for example, people that got dogs that bite. You know this dog bites. Your ass, you go in that yard, that dog should have a right to tear your ass up. Mike Tyson is his own walking yard to me. So you get a
walking yard?
He's a walking yard. The gate there and everything. Because he's not coming up to you just putting lethal hands on you. He's chilling. And here you go, coming in the yard, biting.
Hey, man, hold up. So America, all of America is Mike Tyson's yard.
No, wherever he goes. Like, he's a walking yard. So
you say leave him alone.
If I go on the block right now, and come Mike down the block, everything around him is his yard. I ain't going in his yard. Hey, Mike, big fan. Love you, bro. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Great analogy, talent.
Speaking of dogs, talent dog shows up.
Great analogy, man. But like, Mike Tyson is not a dog. He's a human being. Like, when does he have to go You know what? I'm gonna let you slide today, dog.
Wait a minute, hold up. Now let me ask you this, Rodney. You feel that way? Now we all know that the dude threw a water bottle at Mike Tyson, so he initiated
That's
and
what
he
I'm saying.
assaulted Mike first. Do you have a right to defend yourself?
Did we hurt Mike Tyson with a water bottle?
There you go.
Come on, Rodney. Now,
Yo,
you're
Rodney,
just-
Let me reenact.
Wait a minute. What if the water bottle was full?
Oh, see?
If it was full, then it's a little less egregious. Look,
Hey,
I'm not
Tyson-
saying Mike shouldn't have done nothing, but
Right.
at some point, as an adult, maybe I could be. I might be completely wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
I hear you.
that as I'm a big fan of leave these athletes alone. I say that all the time.
Listen,
Leave
I,
these dudes, you know, they not all mentally stable. Leave them alone. Okay, I'm a fan of that. But as far as just getting to put Mike Tyson on human beings walking around, that ain't right.
Let me tell you something. We know who he is. We know what he is. So if you do that, even knowing what you know, to me, you done went in the yard that said no trespassing, beware of dogs. Mike was at one of my shows, and Mike was coming at the end to say good set. When he walked up to say good.
Hey, listen, I had another thought, and I just want to ask y'all this. Could it be possible that he faces civil charges? Because we know the DA dropped the criminal charges. Could
Right.
he be facing civil charges for?
Easily.
And I think he was defending himself. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because look, if somebody assaults you, I think you have a right to defend yourself. To what level? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think he beat the man down. You know,
He put about 9 Mike Tyson blows on him.
Yeah, Mike Tyson hit you 2 times. That's like beating you down from a regular person.
Have you seen the video? It wasn't that bad. First of all, they were too short. He couldn't wind up. I like to say
you don't have to wind up. He's Mike Tyson.
It was an ass whooping light because he was in first class. If he caught that, put it this way, Rodney, I agree with you. If he caught that nigga on Spirit Airlines in the middle, row 20B.
Yo, I got so what you're saying is a beat down in first class is a little different than in coach.
Yeah, you get your ass whooped in first class. You can still order champagne.
That is a fact.
That's a fact.
Oh my God, y'all are crazy, man. But listen, let's move on. I hope this is the end of it, and I hope that Mike Tyson doesn't face any civil charges or whatever, because I think initially what the guy did was trying to bait Mike Tyson into something so he could possibly get some money out of the deal.
But he did.
He did.
And there will probably be a civil charge.
I'm just hoping that he doesn't face civil charges after the fact, because he did start it. That's all I'm saying. Listen, let's move on to the next.
I'm sure there's no defense.
You said what?
Started it. He started it as not a defense.
Rodney.
It's not.
I'll talk to you later.
It's not.
Listen, okay, all right. So defending yourself is yes, it is. It depends on where you are. I wonder what the laws are when you up in the air, because you know each state has their own laws. So when you're not in a particular state and you're on an airline, you got to go by their rules. And I'm not sure exactly what those are. We need to reinvestigate that, man, and revisit this story to see what the laws are in the friendly skies that wasn't so friendly that day.
Right.
Listen, man, we're gonna move on to the next story, man. This is like absolutely incredible, crazy to me. A French soccer club demotes one of their star players because he continues to fart in the locker room, and also he refuses to stop. He also has farted in front of the team captain and the manager, and they've demoted him from his position, and also they have been losing this season. So now, did they demote him because he's been farting, or did they demote him because he's been losing? Because the reason that they gave for demoting him is because he's been sticking up the locker room and he won't stop. You can't stop him from farting talent. I'm like, yo, what?
Yo, we laugh.
What are you doing?
We've had these situations in comedy green rooms. You know, I've kicked a couple people off of shows over the years because, you know, is it either that or the extreme of blowing it? That, you know, you're in the green room, we got that little bathroom.
Yes,
it's
sir.
right there. Everybody right there. Like you can't. You're not supposed to do number 2 in there if you got people hanging out in the green room. So that's the severity of it. But yeah, man. Here's the thing. These guys are big time making good money. Hire a dietitian.
Yeah.
Because if you have a chronic gas problem, that can be fixed and attended to. You just got to hire a dietitian to break down what is it that you're eating that's not agreeing with your body. It's not going because you can't hold nothing in. It's the same thing like with somebody prostate and they keep peeing. You got to fix the prostate. You're going to pee in yourself. It's inevitable.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, I say that they got enough money. Even if the team chip in, everybody get $25. Let's get this dietitian to see what this man eat, change his diet.
$25.
Yo, he got prostate problem. Hey, Rodney, the team manager, they demoted him, and what they put the reason for it is because you're full of beans. What you got to say about that, Rodney?
I mean, I'm reading the story right now. So he didn't get kicked off, but he did get voted. But it wasn't just the farting. He was laughing about it. So so because he's going to rub it in, you know what?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
He should have to sit in front of Mike Tyson with that.
On the plane. On the plane. We're going to go from steaks on the plane to farts on the plane.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
And before you move on, this story scares me because it seems like that part of the year when there's no sports and we have to do stories like this.
Hilarious. No, it ain't. We got plenty to get to. Don't worry about that. Mike Shaw, man, want to welcome you to the show, man.
What up?
What do you think about a soccer player being demoted because he keeps farting and laughing?
Dog, I'm the most least intimidating person on this show, but we gonna have to fight. Like really, like you're like we have to fight. Like somebody has to take him to the side and say, "Just stop it." I mean, that doesn't sound thugged out, but it's like, stop it. You can't do this anymore. You can't just fart. We don't like it. we don't like you farting, and we think it's inappropriate.
Stop laughing about it.
So stop it. Stop it. Just stop.
You know what's bad? He did it in front of the team manager and the team captain. They was like, yo, man, you're gonna get
who's like the leading scorer, the star of the team is the one that's supposed to be like, yo, I'm gonna have to punch you in your face if you don't stop it.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, this apparently happens pretty often. There's a story about a Brazilian player, there's another story about a French player, there's another story. It's all kind of headlines about this farting thing.
Yeah,
I'm just mad that talent downgraded dietitians. He was like, everybody put $25 in. Like, really?
Well, I mean, it adds up. Like, this a whole team, though.
He got the dollar store general.
They got a Swedish player that got fined for farting on the referee. The soccer players is farting.
I can't with these guys, man. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. But listen, it is what it is. They're going to have to change their diet, and they're going to have to get a dietitian that costs more than $25 an hour. Yo, now on a serious note, we got to talk about this. Jeannie Buss, Lakers owner, comes out in front of the news and says she's not happy with what transpired this year. As a result of not making the playoffs, she said, look, we have the 4th largest payroll in the NBA, and not making the playoffs is unacceptable. Talent, what you think about this, man?
Well, God bless her. If you live in LA and you're an LA fan, this is what you want to hear. You want the top brass to come out and go, yeah, I'm mad too. This is not what we planned, and we were supposed to blah, blah, blah. Because to remain quiet is complacency that your fan base can't tolerate. they need to know you just is peed off. You know what I mean? I think that's why New York hates Dolan. Like Dolan, I don't think in my memory of being a Knicks fan, I can never remember him coming out mad as us.
Absolutely.
You know, he just go spend some more money, go make some more moves, and play music with his band, and just that's what people don't want to see. Like when people, if you run something like Mark Cuban, remember years ago they was mad at Mark Cuban because he out there doing all type of fun billionaire young stuff.
Yeah, man.
And they get their ass handed. They're like, does he care?
Right.
And then Mark Cuban slowly got more and more invested in the Mavs, and now you can't go to the game or be at a game and don't see Mark Cuban.
Absolutely. Yeah, Mark Cuban is right there sitting on the bench with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you know, listen, man, as a Knicks fan, man, you're absolutely right, man. That is the one thing that we do want with our players in the ownership, the front office, is to show that you at least care about the team as much as we do the fans. Rodney, what do you think about this Jeannie Buss coming out? And also, man, she has been said to be consulting with former NBA head coach Phil Jackson, and we know Laker Hall of Famer All-Star Magic Johnson, consulting them on what will be the future of the Lakers. What do you think about her coming out and saying that she's completely unhappy with the way the season happened this year?
I mean, all of us who are fans are as unhappy, but I'm sure she bears the brunt of that, you know, in terms of, you know, being in ownership and, you know, it's your money on the line. So it's a whole nother animal. And that salary is nothing to sneeze at. And, you know, I watched some sports this morning. They talked about the fact that she's calling on a guy like Phil Jackson, who has never historically been really great at putting a team together, or even Magic, never been really great at putting a team together. But these are the voices she's leaning on. Even Rob Pelinka, who came under fire last year. So I think that they're going to trust their brain trust. Hopefully they get a good coach in there, a la Mark Jackson or something like that, that can motivate folks and get them to work outside themselves. And they don't have to get too many new pieces in. You know, these guys are all Hall of Famers, so they should be able to coexist and stay together if they can stay healthy.
Man, as avid basketball fans as we are on this show, Mike, man, I would venture to say that Phil Jackson and Magic Johnson has forgot more basketball than we will ever know collectively. What do you have to say about that, Mike? Jeannie Buss is upset because the Lakers, having the fourth largest salary in the NBA, and they never even made the playoffs. What do you have to say about that?
Well, just with all, can you put all the squares up, Frank, just so I can see everybody's face real quick? When you have an owner, you don't really want your owner depending on a bunch of other people to tell you how to run this. Like, I no longer have any confidence in you. George Steinbrenner never said, oh, I'm listening to this person. I'm listening to that person. I'm doing, like, even if they were consulting with somebody, the owners own, they do what they do. But the fact that you're now investing in Magic Johnson, who left your organization because he said y'all were backstabbing him, and you're now going to Phil Jackson, who was maybe the worst GM or president of a team I've ever seen in my life. Like, Jeannie Buss, you're really sounding crazy right now. Like, make some decisions. If you want to make you want to hire, when you hire that coach, and we hope it's Mark Jackson, hire the coach. But you're the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, I'm not going for all that. I'm getting advice from this person and that person. To me, that sounds whack.
Well, you know what? I understand what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. But to me, Jeannie Buss has been around basketball her entire life. We know, God bless the great Dr. Buss passed on. It was actually his team handed down to his children after his transition. But you know, when you're in a position, even if you have a lot of money, people that have a lot of money that are not experienced or as experienced as others in certain areas, they hire these people. Like, you may be smart in math, but you hire somebody to do, an accountant to do your taxes.
Right.
Or like if you go to court, you may be a smart human being, but you hire an attorney. So I'm saying, like, to have people, smart minds in your circle to give you advice may not be a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but Magic and Phil Jackson have failed at what you're asking them advice on.
Right.
Okay. I get your point.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I get your point. I get your
Yeah.
point. All right, that makes sense. All right, listen. Moving on, we have breaking news today, man. A big story. I gotta go with this, man. Listen.
It was too easy.
Well, yeah. Here we go.
Mike just said,
now this is a crazy story. Sean Marks, the GM of the Nets, comes out and says players missing games.
Oh yeah.
Some avoidable, and some are of an individual nature. We need players that are selfless and players that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. There's an objective and a goal we're trying to reach, and we need availability from everybody. Now, this was a press conference. Talent, I'm not going to say anything. And you hear something like that from the GM of the Nets, what's the first thing that crosses your mind?
Oh God.
Rebuild. you just opened up. He just opened up a can of worms. That here we go. This is the wrong time for this. I don't understand how you watch or work in the business of basketball and not know timing. Two things you need timing for is basketball and comedy. Timing is everything. So this is your off season. You don't do that going into your off season because you're really imploding a team. You're helping it implode.
Yeah.
If there's any friction or any problem in there now, here's the thing. To me, I think even the fan base, everybody understands in the Nets situation, and all that stuff that hindered you is behind you. Now you got a clean slate this coming season to be the team you thought you were going to be, minus COVID, minus a couple of the injury spurs and stuff like that, and to get that cohesiveness that you thought you were going to have last season. This is not the time to put that salt in the game. I think even if somebody was going to come back, now they're not going to want to come back because it's clearly what you're talking about or who you're talking about.
Okay, all right, let's move on. Here we go. Talent said that around the same way Sean Marks did. He kind of went around the subject a little bit. Rodney, what do you think Sean Marks is actually saying?
Of course, they're talking about Kyrie Irving, man, and I mean it's more than obvious. And the reason you don't come right out and say it because it's got something to do with COVID. And who wants to be the bonehead and tell the guy he has no right to stand up for his own health, right? But at the same time, it's like Stephen A. Smith and a bunch of other pundits were saying, "Yo, what do you want to do? Everybody else took the shot, take the shot." But it wasn't that simple for Kyrie, and Kyrie stood out. And at the end of the day, he looked like a freaking genius when everything went away.
Exactly.
So, do you have a right as ownership to ask that man to go against his own wishes in his mind? I guess you do because they proved it.
Okay, well, here we go. Let me rephrase this for you, Mike.
Yo, boy.
What if they are talking about Kyrie and it had something to do with more than just the shot? What if that's what he's talking about? He said, no, some of the words that he used, he said the players are missing games, some are avoidable, and some are not. I think he's talking about some players had injuries. That's unavoidable. Some players missed games because of reasons that they could have avoided. He said, we want those players who are selfless and want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. What do you think he was saying right there, Mike?
I agree with Kyrie Irving. Like, I respect him for standing up for his principles and everything that he did. But I also understand a billionaire who's sitting there paying you a big check that's close to $40 million a year, getting frustrated that even before COVID, Kyrie took days off. Like, Kyrie literally took days off where he said, I just needed time. And God bless him, because mental health, I know it's important and everything like that. But dog, if I'm paying you close to $40 million and you literally tell me in the middle of the season, and this is not just COVID, these are other circumstances where he just said, I need time.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tal.
Don't we got to pick a stance? Like, we can't have it both ways. Either we do care about mental health, because anytime somebody tell you they need time, I know this just from being human. I may not, if I'm going through a mental situation or emotional depression, maybe I might not. If I gotta be at your show, Mike, I might call Mike and say, Mike, I know I'm supposed to be there coming up Saturday, but I didn't take a couple of these. I'm not gonna make it. I might not go into depth of what exactly is got me on edge about to do it, but we got to pick a side. To me, like either the mental health is important, or that I'm paying you $40 million a year is more important.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, wait a minute. Let me ask a question. And you get chime in again, Mike. I'm not keeping you out of this.
No, you get question.
What happens if you tell your boss, like check this out. We've all had jobs. We've all called in sick. Now, what happens if you call in sick and then you show up at the after party for the job later? Because what Kyrie did, he said, "Hey, I ain't doing so good," and then we catch him on video at a party enjoying himself, a family function. So, is it mental health? Are you at a party? If it's mental health, how you going?
But why it can't be both, Fig? Why? Here's the thing: you don't know that thing that's going to set me right. If let's say they lost a family member. You may catch me partying with my family.
Right. Okay.
We just lost Rhonda. Even though we're sad, you're going to see me in a week's time with that whole family, them and mine mixed together, partying, laughing. Don't mean that we're better all the way yet.
Right.
But this is our way of working through whatever it is.
All right.
I don't think,
about that, Mike?
Real quick, I don't think anybody's wrong in this situation. I just think everybody has a different angle. I think the owner has an angle where he's like, I'm investing this and I failed. Like this year was a failure. And I believe that it failed because you couldn't play these games because you took your time to do what you wanted to do. So I think I understand his anger, but I also understand the responsibility that Kyrie took when he said, I'm not taking this. I'm not putting this in my body. So I get both sides. That's what I'm saying. I guess. Yeah, I guess long story longer, it's just that both people have a difference of opinion on this.
What you got to say, Rodney?
Well, I mean, I heard Stephen A. Smith echo this last week, and I'll try to quote him. I think this posturing is the ownership's posturing for a bigger move.
That's what I said.
Season. The ownership, Stephen A. Smith alluded to this, that ownership is upset that these guys, whether it be from guys being spelled for the season, whether it be from guys getting injured, they're not happy with people not playing.
Right.
And so this could be one of those, kind of clandestine moments where they say something but really mean something else.
Hold on one second. Go back. Say that word again.
Clandestine.
That was amazing, Rodney. That was amazing with you.
These are the words that you only hear on the bug seats, baby. The clandestines. That's a family.
But I will say this. I will say this, guys. I will say this.
The clandestines.
I will say this. These guys are literally paying people money that we never thought they would ever get paid.
Right.
And when people aren't going to play, I understand the frustration. I'm not saying Kyrie's wrong in no way. All I'm saying is that if I'm putting in somebody's pocket $40 million a year, and you're giving me different reasons on why you don't want to play a basketball game,
right?
I see why you get a little irritated.
Well, listen. Can I say this?
Go ahead, Rodney.
Because I mean, we always talk about what these guys are being paid, but the ownership is walking out of there with tons of bank loads of, of money.
Yeah, but it's his.
And how about this? The players aren't getting but a small fraction of that money. Believe that.
So Rodney, so let me ask you this, Rodney. What if they? So Rodney, let me ask. Let me just ask.
Hold on, Mike. Let me explain, Rodney. The collective bargaining agreement is like 49-51. So it's just about half for the players, half for the ownership. Go ahead.
Hey, Rodney, what would the players say?
Is what? How many teams?
Rodney, what would the players say if the owner said, "I'm not paying you your check"? What would they say?
I'm gonna go sit at home somewhere.
Exactly.
Right.
So my thing is like if the owner said, "I'm not paying your check," they would lose their mind.
Right. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this in a bow. Mike, you're absolutely right. here's the thing. Here's the thing where we have the problem with Kyrie, and ultimately, what I think he was saying is that we're going to get rid of Kyrie Irving. We're going to trade Kyrie Irving, and I think that's exactly what he was saying. Here's the thing. I understand the COVID thing. That aside, if that was just it in a nutshell by itself, I don't think we have a problem here. But when you add to the fact that in one instance, he says, I'm not feeling well. I need to do something. I need to clear my head, whatever. He goes off. You see him at a party. Like Talon said, maybe that's what he needed to cope. Then he turned around and said, when the Capitol was attacked, Kyrie needed to take off time for that too. It's like everything that happens, Kyrie has an excuse to take off from work. Now, all of us have had jobs. If you keep calling out from work over and over and over again, eventually you're going to get fired. So that's what I think is actually happening here. I think that's what the Nets organization is saying.
The Nets don't get better without Kyrie.
Hold on. I'm going to give you a chance. I think I gave you an opportunity to say, well, I think what the Nets organization is saying, I've given you so many opportunities and you've taken off so much for a bevy of reasons, no matter what they are, valid or invalid. At the end of the day, our organization, our team, we didn't go as far as we could have gone because the best ability is availability, and you was not here. Does anybody on this panel think that if Kyrie played half of the season, that the Nets wouldn't have been a better team in the playoffs? Anybody?
No. I think they got beat.
Yeah.
So this statement would make all the sense in the world, and he would be the only person right, had Kyrie not been available for the playoffs and they got beat. But the fact that he was there and available and they still got beat changes
everything. It changes. Right. That changes the whole level of the conversation, and it makes you realize as a general manager, okay, us four, we run a team. How many of y'all are putting $40 million in on Kyrie Irving to be your point guard? That's
not me. Not me.
Yeah, me.
Why not?
Yeah, I would never, because he's never won unless he had somebody who was better than him on the team.
And I wouldn't do it because I don't know if he's going to show up or not. Kyrie Irving has only played. Let me say what I'm saying. In his entire NBA career, he's never played more than 60 games a season. In his entire career, he's never played more than 60 games a season. I can't spend $40 million on that because at the end of the day, we all know the best ability is availability. Let's move on. Listen, the Sixers.
Well, let Rodney say what he was going to say, because Rodney.
Moving on.
Okay. All right.
The Sixers played last night, or they didn't. The Sixers last night, listen, man, they got beat down 120-85 to the Miami Heat last night. Miami Heat, all 5 starters was in double figures. Embiid, the people that we're arguing about should have won the MVP, or a lot of people saying should have won the MVP, last night had 17 points. Mike has pointed out that James Harden is what Uncle Rodney calls a steamy pile of doo-doo. Had 14 points last night, and these guys are in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Somebody talk to me. Talent, please expound on how the Sixers took a beatdown of epic proportions.
Right. First of all, Dave, the business bully. I just got a text from somebody at a high school. He's getting his ass jumped in Philly at a high school called Abbott Elementary. Let me tell you something.
Real school. That's funny.
He talked so much smack. Joel Embiid, a.k.a. Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman, was going to turn this thing around and take it to the promised land. And I've been telling everybody all year long, do this soft. You're soft when it comes down to it and the game's online and they really need him to be this monster you guys are seeing, right? He was a Phantom of the Opera with the mask on, but with his thing between his legs. He was nothing. Smithereens. Remember that? When last time you heard that?
I'm gonna blow you in smithereens.
To smithereens.
That's my favorite word. That's my favorite saying.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Rodney has put on his shades. He's leaned back. He's holding his face. Rodney has something to say. I need to know what it is. What is it, Uncle Rodney?
I mean, the Heat, did a collective defense last night, man. They really walled off Embiid, man. They really kind of kept him out of the hole, out of pocket, and really neutralized what he does, his strong point. But I think that's a game, and this series will go 7 games.
What?
Huh? Wait a minute. I can understand losing. I understand losing by 2 point, 1 point, 5 point, 10, 15. They lost by 35 points.
I mean, but it's the NBA though, Fig. It's the NBA though, Fig. I mean, we see that all the time. Blowouts during the series.
Hold on. All the talking heads of this morning are talking about the Philadelphia 76ers looked like they were uninterested when they got on the floor. It looked like they just did not show up. If you get beat by 35 points in a playoff game, Mike, tell me, can I legitimately say that you didn't show up?
Dog, it's a bunch of 20-year-olds in Miami. Okay, we partied too much. We did. We wilded out. Like, I don't know. And I'm not gonna argue with Rodney because Rodney been right on everything I've said. Like Rodney's been he's been right. Joel Embiid has been bitching about not winning the MVP, complaining about now he's hurt, so he wants to keep letting us know he's hurt. Like, dog, like stop letting us know. We know. You're the leader of the team. We get it. You're hurt. Stop sitting there. Like he said at the press conference, it was like, my hand, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. What are you talking about, dog? Like, if you
can't win.
He said, I can't win because I'm going to be soft if I don't play. And then if I don't have a good game, yes, that's what comes with making $30 to $40 million a year, my dude. That's what comes with claiming you want to be the MVP. That is the responsibility.
Yes, sir.
that
I know a lot of y'all hate LeBron, but that's a responsibility getting shitted on even when you do the right thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me tell you, here's a stat. Here's a real stat. No one has ever won a championship with a broken face. You need your face to win. The face is where it all starts. Your face, here's what you need your face for.
You need your face.
You need this. Look. Hello.
But I do believe that they're gonna win the next game, as crazy as it sounds.
I do believe that. Listen. Here's the one thing that we know. We know that role players always play better at home.
No, the funny thing is that talent said it all starts with this.
Hello. You had me at hello. Hey, listen, man. I understand losing.
Oh, Frank is bad.
But listen, I listen. You got an NBA team in the playoffs and you fighting for your NBA life. You can't lose by 35 points. I don't care where you're playing. And your and the thing is, the sad part about it is your two biggest stars have 17 and 14 points.
But
that's like damn near for an NBA star.
But
that's like damn near not even trying. You mean to tell me that your two stars of your team don't get 20 points in an entire game?
You do understand Milwaukee got beat this season by 40 points. The Lakers got beat by 30 points. When people start hitting 3-pointers, it just it turns into something crazy.
Okay, but that's on offense. That's on offense. How does that stop you from scoring?
Because they gave up.
They gave up. You can't, and that's my point. Giving up and defense is about effort and about heart. You can't tell me that you are the MVP of the league and you can't give me 20 points in the playoff game. I'm sorry. That is not an MVP. You can lose, but you cannot give me effort.
You gotta let Rodney say something. Go ahead, Rodney. Go ahead,
Rodney.
First of all, he's not the MVP.
Yeah,
he's not.
But that's not what. But that. Let me rephrase it. Then I'm gonna let you go. He said that he wanted to be the MVP and he felt that he deserved it.
He did, but he's not the MVP.
Right,
Okay,
no.
so let's go. People lose games, and people lose by lots of points sometimes. That's just a fact. But that don't mean the series is over. It's a 7-game series for a reason.
Right.
You know, I'll say it again. Miami Heat is not that good. And once you get tape, you go home and do your homework and go, okay, what did they do? They did this, and that on defense, and you got to figure out how to neutralize that. If they can't do it, the series will end at the next game. If they do that, then they'll go 7 games.
Well, let me say it like this.
So the question to you, Fig, will this series go 7 games?
Let me say it like this. I look, I think it's possible if they don't quit like they did last night, if they go home and they play like they're capable of playing, I think the Philadelphia 76ers have enough talent and enough ability to be able to beat Miami. But like I said, you got to give me effort. You got to give me heart.
So yes or no, Fig. So yes or no.
I don't think so. So let me say it like this. Let me wrap it up in a bow.
Yeah, but you can't wrap it up. You're unwrappable. Like, yes or no.
Oh, hold on. Relax, B. I'm wrapping this up. I say that ham is cooked, is glazed, and is ready to be sliced. So to me personally, I believe the series is over. I think when they go back to Philadelphia, I think Miami's going to break their foot off if Philadelphia's behind because your star player seems to be soft as cotton. I'm sorry.
Rodney asked you, will the series go
I said I don't
7
think so.
games? All you have to do is say yes or no.
No.
That's it.
No.
Okay, then we got it.
No.
We got it now. We got it.
Have you ever text?
I put money on it.
Back and forth with Fig?
I put money on it. You want to put money on it? Moving on. Also, another blowout last night. The Suns blow out Dallas. Led by MVP contender Devin Booker, who drops 28 points. And he gets help from his young center, DeAndre Ayton, who dropped 20 points. What do y'all think about this series? Dallas goes down. It's 3-1. Can Dallas come back and still get this one? Or is it the Suns moving on to the next round? Tell me.
Ouch. Listen, this shit sharp. It's a rap fizzle, sir. It's a rap fizzle. But like I said before about Dallas, at least they keep it for the most part. I know last night was a blowout for both games, but for the most part, they keep it entertaining. They don't come out there and, for lack of a better phrase, just lay down and the other team, because they're so good, just run over. They give us a game. So even though I said I knew they had no chance of winning the series per se, they're keeping the games tight. And as long as they keep them tight, they can kind of squeak by, get a game. They might get another game. But because 30, I don't see these two 30-point game wins last night. I don't see us repeating these at all.
All right. Uncle Rodney, it's on you, man. The Suns, Dallas, Luka Doncic doing the damn thing. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, what you got, man? Can they make it or is it over?
I think different than the Heat 76ers. I think the Dallas team is a bit outclassed versus Phoenix. And I mean they can do their best and they're still gonna come up short. So I think this is gonna be it for them moving forward. I said it before, and this is great for the maturation progress of the Dallas Mavericks, but I think they're done.
Mike Sean, Dallas, Luka Doncic, the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, all them boys, them young guns running along, and they got Monty Williams that won the Coach of the Year award. What do you think? Dallas got a fighting chance or what?
They got a shot, but that's all. They got a shot. And I feel like, God, I want to say something, but I've been wrong so much that I can't.
Say it.
Like I've been wrong so much.
Say it, Mike.
Like my insecurities are so high right now.
I'll send you $20 back.
Wait a minute.
It's like the Mavericks, to me, feel like the Bengals felt in football. But I know, I said, my insecurity is so crazy right now. I I think this is gonna go 7 games for no reason. I know
Right.
everybody's gonna look at me like, Mike, you're crazy right now. When Luka walked off the court last night, and he was like, "Oh, everybody's all good when they on." He was talking that good-ish. I was like,
Right.
damn, I think this dude is gonna make this a 7.
I think he needs some help, Mike. It's not Luka. He just needs
No,
some help.
you're right. Yeah, no, he definitely needs some help. But I just saw that attitude when he walked off the court, and I was like, damn, maybe I should bet some money on this. But
Save your money, Mike Sean.
Hey, listen, you know what? The one thing,
oh, real quick, Fig,
go ahead.
Luka is the best player on that court when they play.
I don't know.
And everybody knows that. Chris Paul can mess around, and we love Chris Paul. We all love Chris Paul with his 7 points and his 6 assists that he had in the last game, and Devin Booker with his 27 points. None of them on that team can guard Luka. None of them.
Yeah, well, listen.
Luka can't do it by himself, though.
No, you're right. You're right.
Hold on.
You're absolutely right.
I think Jason Kidd said it best. Is that as soon as Luka gets somebody to run along with him and show up with him,
Right.
they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. And the one thing, hold on, Mike, hold on. The one thing that I'll say about last night, that game was also a blowout by 30 points. The one things that I say about that is that Luka seemed like he was interested. You know what I mean? He seemed like he was mentally, like they got beat, but it seemed like he was mentally dialed in, and they just blew the game last night. The way that Harden and Embiid were last night, it seemed like they mentally checked out. You start making excuses, it seems like you mentally checked out to me.
No, I think Embiid checked out on that game. I think that whole team did. I think that shows a lot on you being the leader of the team. They really did check out. Like he's still upset about the MVP. He's still upset about being called certain things outside the game. Like, and you can't be the leader. You got to be Kobe to be the leader and not give a damn about what everybody says.
Right.
You literally have to be as much as people want to say whatever they want to say. I'm a LeBron fan about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan literally did not give a damn about what you were saying about me.
Right.
He didn't.
Right.
And that's why he did what he did. And that's why he's the icon that he is.
Let me just say this. When we're talking about NBA players, the worst of them, I don't think there's no such thing as scrubs, and I don't think there's no such thing as trash. If you make it to that level of basketball and you make an NBA squad, you a bona fide baller as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion. You start moving to the top echelon, you have abilities that have exceeded even that level. Now what I'm saying on top of that is, if you're a star and I think you're soft, it has nothing to do with physical ability. It has to do with your mentality.
Yes.
Because Embiid is not fit. We know he's not physically soft. He's 7 foot tall, almost 300 pounds, and he got skills better than any other big man in the game. When I say he's soft, it means that your mentality is soft. And that's what I believe, you know what I mean, as far as moving forward, because all of the things that he said, making excuses, the stars don't make excuses. Kobe didn't make excuses. Giannis didn't make excuses. Like nobody, when you're mentally tough, you don't make excuses. You say, we're going to go and we're going to kick that behind the next game. You don't make excuses as to why you lost this one. LeBron, as much as I talk about LeBron.
Fig, are you going to go to somebody else at some point?
Hold on.
What are we doing?
Hey, Mike, man, listen.
I love
when
you.
Host, I got you. All I'm saying is when LeBron says what he says, even when he was down 3-1, they said, do you think you can come back and win? LeBron said, you damn right I think I can come back and win. He said, why? He said, because I'm LeBron James and I'm the best and I'm the best damn player in the NBA. And that's what I think is mentally tough. Like you said, we moving on to the next story, man. Sources say that Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks are two teams said to be interested in the services of NBA superstar Donovan Mitchell. So I think there's some problems with that team. I think Donovan may be on his way out, and they already talking about making trades. And these are two teams in talent. You know, me and you, we got to talk about this because I think the Knicks are also interested in Donovan Mitchell and his services. What do you think about that? That Donovan Mitchell could be on his way out?
Well, first of all, I got a meeting Friday with Donovan Mitchell Sr. So just so y'all know, I will be I don't know how legal this shit is what I'm about to do. I've never read the rule book. So if I blow this deal for us Knicks, do know I meant well. But no, all jokes aside, I think that this is the lopsided part of the league. You talk about people making the league and then becoming like an upper tier player. The problem is the league has spoiled these teams with money and has catered to them and just like bent over backwards to make sure they had whatever players they want. It's hard to find a small B city team that keeps a great player. It's almost advocated for the standout players to go sort out another city. And I think that keeps the league lopsided. I understand it. I'm a Knicks fan. I'd be lying to say if I don't want them. But I think in the bigger scheme of things, this is bad for business. If I'm Sacramento's and you know what I mean, and all those teams that they don't get prime time, they're not an A market. It's bad for their business.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think we're not taking into consideration. I think Rudy Gobert went to the Jazz brass, upper management, and said, "Listen, it's Donovan or me," and that's something that I don't think we're taking into consideration. Like Rudy Gobert, which is their other star, their defensive stopper, said that he's not interested in playing with Donovan Mitchell next year. So what do you got to say about that, Rodney?
Hey man, when you get your butt whooped, everybody's upset. It takes a couple of weeks, couple of months for you to cool down and really make these decisions. I think Gobert jumped the gun with that conversation. I think Donovan Mitchell is a great player. They need another guy over there, though. Gobert is not the guy. Donovan is not the guy. Together, they're one really good guy. They need somebody else. And you got to think the Nets will be back and the Lakers will be back. So somebody got to go. Somebody out of there. One of these teams that got in and snuck in, their ass is going to be gone.
So let me ask you this.
When you say that, you can get rid of Rudy Gobert, get rid of Donovan if you want to. He's going to end up in the playoffs with a real good team.
Well, let me say this. You think the Nets or the Lakers, as presently constructed, can go to the play to be able to make some noise and contend for a championship next year?
Absolutely.
Okay. Mike,
we've seen it happen twice. We've seen it happen with New Kids on the Block and New Edition.
Same
Once
thing.
they put Johnny Gill on there, they changed. Everything changed.
Say, I didn't say the playoffs. I said contend for a championship. The Lakers is presently constructed, and the Nets is presently constructed, can make contention for the NBA Finals next year.
The teams are going to change, but their big three is going to stay the same.
Who big three?
The big three for the Lakers.
Which is who?
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Westbrook and AD.
And Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And who do you think the big three for the Nets is?
The Nets is KD, Kyrie, and little light skin out there.
The top three at the Nets is easy. That's KD, right? You got Kyrie. Yeah. You got Kyrie, and then you got the bench.
No, I mean, we if your boy get his back together, he is their third guy.
Yeah, Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons. Okay, all right. I'll take that.
So
Mike,
they could easily.
I think Ben Simmons. On a note, I think Ben Simmons went to have back surgery, so he may be straight for next year. Mike, what you got to say about the Donovan?
He'll be back. He'll be back soon.
If Donovan Mitchell goes to the right team, he can win a championship somewhere. But it's hard to be like we always say the guy. You got to be the guy. Like the guy is really difficult to be. Like we
Yeah.
know Kevin Durant is an amazing basketball player.
Right.
But if the guy don't have a team around him, he can't win a championship.
Absolutely.
You literally have to have that GM that puts the pieces next to you that makes you. That's why Golden State is so vicious right now.
Yep.
Because of their drafting, but the people that they're dudes like none of us heard of Jordan Poole. None of us.
Nope.
2 years ago, we were like, who the hell's he?
Oh,
Right.
Mike, last summer,
Yeah, we
I
watched
had
him
my
get down.
Jordans on and they pushed me in the pool.
Shut up. All right, never mind. Go to the next square. I'm sorry.
No, we listen. And we did sort of watch this kid sort of grow up in front of us, y'all, because it's kind of funny. We watched it when Klay Thompson was out and Steph Curry was injured and Steve Kerr was playing. He played strictly bench players. Jordan Poole did fall out. So we
Shut up.
did see a
Everybody
little bit
shut
of
up.
it next
Everybody
year.
shut up.
We didn't see him on this year. But Talent bought a brand new pair of Jordans that came out and they pushed him in the pool.
You know,
Everybody
thing, the man said, shut up.
Shut up. Everybody shut up.
Yo, he went back to the classics. Shut up. Oh, shit.
Hurry
Oh,
up and
Oh, that's
wrap-
hilarious. Hey, listen, man.
wrap this up.
Believe it or not, that was the show. What, T?
you can't close out like that. We did an hour and forgot to bring up the biggest sports story happening right now.
What's the biggest
So
story?
rapid outro. Let's talk about this $375 million Fox gave to Brady.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, what exactly was that?
Hold
Bruh,
on. Let me say what it is.
the man, hold on. This is what let me pose the question to you guys. Here's what happened. He signed a deal to commentate after his career, which we don't even know what that is, but it's worth apparently $375 million. We're gonna give you this 10 mil, hold this 10 mil just on signing, but $375 million to be a analysis of sports analysis, NFL for Fox Network, though.
Yeah.
Unfreaking.
Here we go. I'll give it to you right now. $375 million for 10 years. Fox, whenever you decide that you want to retire from NFL.
There ain't nothing illegal about that.
No. He said when you retire, you
another
got a
job.
job. Listen, they did the same thing to what's the Dallas Cowboy
There's
quarterback?
nothing illegal that
Tony Romo.
wait. I'm an NFL player. Go ahead, Rodney. Go ahead.
Time to go.
All right, bro. Here we go. His time is up. That's our show for the day. We'll pick this up tomorrow, and we'll talk about Brady. $375 million, 10 years to be a sports commentator for Fox.
And he's still
Sports.
playing.
And no, next year, when he retires, that's money for when he retires. So he got $375 million as a retirement package when it's over. Talent, tell people how they can follow you, what you got coming up.
Hey, listen, man, I want everybody, especially on the East Coast right now in the Jersey area, Memorial Day Sunday, that weekend is going to be big. Friday we'll be at Aruga. Sunday, no work Monday, we'll be at the Stress Factory. This Thursday, tomorrow night, I'll be at the South Valley Barbecue, the old Susie Q's there in West Orange. And people need to know this. My whole birthday month that I celebrate is now a dedication to Sharonda. So it's Sharonda month of May. So all of these shows, we're paying tribute in different parts of the states and the cities, because just like me, we had friends and contacts and connections everywhere. So Talent Duck Comedian on Instagram. Holla at your boy.
Yes, sir. Rodney,
My
how we
brother
follow
celebrated his
you?
birthday the same day as yours, telling my younger brother Ryan Evans.
Nice.
Shouts out to Ryan Evans. Happy birthday, May 10th. Hey, I'm coming to you on when I'm in New York.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, because he'll be in town. So, you get to meet all of us. Come hang out. Stress Factory's going to be rocking. And hey, man, again, it's all about Sharonda.
Yes, sir. Mike.
I'm at the Apollo. They got something popping. Shout out to Bob Sumner.
Oh, that's hot, Mike.
That's dope,
so
Mike. That's
go
a
do
nice
that.
look.
Go do that thing Friday, and then hopefully I can make it out there to go check out Talent on Friday nights. So, yep. And
Yes, sir.
Tom
At the
Brady's doing
Coliseum, Friday
Tom
night.
Brady's doing something illegal. I don't know what it is. I don't have the exact thing, but there's something illegal about.
Hey, Mike, listen.
Hey, did you see him say the tuck rule was a fumble?
Yes.
Listen.